starting that back up. Let's put on some background music. All right, we're back. We're back. Hold on. I just got a phone call. Yeah, hi Kalida. I just wanted to change up the title because I know, a lot of Sonic fans are going to be showing up wanting to see me play Sonic Mania, and I do not want to lead them astray, if you know what I mean. So, here we are. We are here, ready to converse. Let me know if the music is too loud for y'all. But let's start off with Mew. We'll leave Pikachu to the end. Model kit, quick, Mew. Alright, so I need you guys to catch me up on everything I might have missed over the last few, I guess, weeks, days, anything. But the Return of the King is here. Dragon Ball is coming back with a new anime. Actually, 2 new animes from what it looks like. So the first thing that got announced on there was the Galactic Patrol arc. Yeah, the Galactic Patrol arc is coming to us. Oh, here are the instructions. Who needs instructions? Hopefully you can get some of my opinions. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, how does this go? So it says that I can just kind of push them off. Well, you can't. It's not like Warhammer where I need the little clippers. This looks 3D printed. I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, so we got that. Let's pop out its little head. To catch up with DBZ. It has been ages since I saw it. I love Dragon Ball Z. I rewatched it last year. I'll probably rewatch it this year as usual. It is always a lot of fun. To me, it holds up really well. It's always held up really well, and rewatching it very much confirms how much I love that series. Super though, so I've never been a massive fan of Super, and the main reason why is because Goku is my glorious king. He is the GOAT, and honestly, it just feels like he was character assassinated in Super. And I know, man, my kid is crying. He is not in the mood. What's funny is yesterday, he was in such a good mood. He was so quiet, so calm. it would have been the perfect time to stream. But you know, I was like, no, I want to spend my time with my son on his birthday. But I think my parents are here. I hear my parents. Like that. But yeah, so with Super, a big issue that I had is all the character assassinations that have occurred. And I know a lot of people like trying to defend it, saying like, oh, Goku's always been stupid and blah blah blah. And it's like, he wasn't the brightest guy for sure. For sure. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like he was a fucking genius or anything, but like, he wasn't fucking brain dead either. He wasn't fucking retarded. Like, he was never that stupid. And like, in Super, they just made him so dumb. Okay, but I'll be right back. Just gonna go say hi to my parents real quick. So, I'll be right back. All right. Okay, so I'm back. Let me turn on my thing here. Okay. So where was I? Yeah, so they made him like so stupid, and I never understood why. And I hate this excuse of like, people are always saying like, "Oh, he's always been dumb." Goku is not dumb. Goku is ignorant. He was raised in the middle of nowhere, in a fucking mountain, by himself because his fucking grandfather got killed by his Uzaro form. Like, and like, we can cut the guy some slack for not being the genius that we all like expect him to be, I guess. But there's so many things that Super did that are just true character assassinations. It's like, he always cared about his family. He's always cared about his kids. And he would never purposely put them at risk. And the big thing people always bring up is like, oh, but Cell. Look, he was right. Yes, was it the smartest thing to do to give Cell a sense of being and make Gohan fight him? Well, first off, it's like, Goku said he's not strong enough to beat Cell, so he was never going to be able to beat him. And two, it's like, he knew Gohan had the power to beat him. It's like, who was the guy that was in there for a year training with his son? It was Goku. He saw Gohan. They even did a little flashback of him seeing Gohan's true potential. And so it's like, yeah, was it the smartest thing to do? Probably not, but he was right. At the end of the day, he was right. But what he didn't count on was Gohan, not finishing up his food fast enough. Instead, he decided he wanted to play and joke around, make Cell feel, like some kind of shame or embarrassment. And, whenever that happened and shit hit the fan, fucking Goku paid the price. He fucking died. He died for his son. And to clean up his son's mistakes. And then the other thing that Super did, which I don't understand why they would do that, like that to me was like so unnecessary and so stupid. And that is where, what's it called? That is where they, like Goku talks about how he's never kissed Chi-Chi. And I'm like, why is that a thing? It's like they have 2 kids together. What do you mean he's never kissed Chi-Chi? Like, that was such a dumb fucking thing to put in there. He has 2 fucking kids. It's like there was no point in that. None whatsoever. It's like that's not my Goku. That was not my Goku. It's like yes, Goku liked fighting, Goku liked doing all this shit, but like, there's limits to it. Like, my man wouldn't purposely just go out of his way and put the entire fucking multiverse at risk just because he wants to fight. There's like so much in Super that I liked and so much that I did not like. Is that it? Is there, or I don't know, are one of these things supposed to be like the stance or something? Oh, okay. Actually, I see. But yeah, it's like, to me, it just never made sense that they made him like that. Like, there's no sense in that. But like, there's plenty of more things that they do that I hate that they did with Goku. But there's another character that they made worse for some reason. And it's like, I don't know why Akira Toriyama felt that he had to fucking retcon all of this, but Bardock. One of the favorite Dragon Ball Z characters for the fans. Like, he is like this man is up there. Like, he had a singular fucking special episode and won the hearts of all Dragon Ball fans around the world. Like, this motherfucker went in and put in work when it came to what the fuck is this? Let me look at this thing. Okay, I see. Yeah, Bardock came in and people fell in love with Bardock. Like, rightfully so too. It was like, Bardock really was such a badass character, dude. And the thing that I loved about Bardock is because, he was a Saiyan. And like, the whole, like, ever since Raditz was first introduced all the way up to Frieza. Like, we learn that the Saiyans are supposed to be these ruthless, planet-conquering, like race of aliens, right? And Bardock was no different. Bardock was no different. You don't remember which one Bardock is? Oh man. I'll show you who he is. And the thing is, I'll show you who he is. There we go. We got Mew done. Let me show you who he is. Now I'll pull it up right here. I'll pull it up right here. It's like I'm live right now. Might as well pull this shenanigans up. Alright. Does that work? No. This one. I just wanted to see if that would work, but apparently not. But that's fine. That's fine. Why is... Okay, hold on. Now, I'm not afraid of you guys seeing anything on my computer. If you guys might not have heard, I don't know who these guys are, but there's like some fucking some fucking dude on Twitch or some shit apparently showed one of his folders and had heinous things in there. Wait, no, close. Properties. Boom. This right here, my friends, is Bardock. This right here is Bardock. Such an awesome character. An amazing character. Just to be turned... Let me see. Actually, just to be turned into this soy boy right here. He goes from this badass dude into this absolute soy boy. Man. Dragon Ball Minus, I think that's what it was called, the fucking manga. That piece of shit makes Bardock into... Basically, it gives Goku the Superman... The Superman origin. So instead of it being Bardock who didn't care, he was just a ruthless guy, and then finds out that Frieza's actually trying to kill all the Saiyans. So Bardock goes and tries to prevent that from happening. And then, you know, as he's heading back to Planet Vegeta, Goku got sent off to go conquer another planet. You know, like the origin that we got. Goku got sent to go conquer Earth. He gets to Earth, he's crazy, he's angry, you know, Gohan found him, and he ends up falling off a waterfall, hitting his head, losing his memories, and becoming very docile. Instead of getting that origin, we get this piece of shit origin right here, which is he was a loving father, he was a good man, and like, he wanted to save Goku from Frieza, so he's the one that sent Goku out to a planet called Earth, which has plenty of food and blah 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 for him to survive. It's like, bro, why? Why? What was the point of that? It doesn't fit his character. It doesn't fit who he's supposed to be as a Saiyan. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. None. don't understand it. So I have a lot of issues with Super. A lot of issues with Super. But Super's coming back. And it is coming back with the Galactic Patrol art, which actually is a pretty cool one. I don't think it was done a perfect. They just like Goku Black, it had great potential. It was awesome, and then they kind of fucked it at the end. Like it gets really retarded at the end, but it was alright. It was pretty good. I still liked it. I still liked the Galactic Patrol art. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst thing ever. But yeah, so the Galactic Patrol arc, if you guys don't know, I'm not going to spoil anything. It is just known as the Moro arc, who's the main villain. It's Moro. That's all I'm going to say about that. And, you know, it's pretty exciting, pretty cool stuff. I do like Moro. It's a really cool idea of a character. I don't think it was executed perfectly, but he was still a pretty cool character. Still liked him. Still like him as a villain. I don't know how much more GBC stuff they will be able to do that feels legit with Akira. That, like, I love Akira Toriyama, I do, but that guy was like starting to kill Dragon Ball. It's like Akira was making Dragon Ball not feel like Dragon Ball, because like the whole Bardock thing was his idea. The whole thing about making Goku fucking retarded was apparently his idea. They're like, RIP to the GOAT. But he had lost his marbles, to say the least. Yeah, like a bunch of this stuff was his idea. So like I said, RIP to the GOAT. Love the man. But he was starting to ruin the character. He said he wanted Goku to be retarded because he's like, he was never meant to be like this heroic character. And blah blah blah. And it's like, well, too fucking bad. That's how you fucking wrote him. It's like, you can't come back 30 years later and try to retcon that. It's like, there's already 30 years of history of this character being a specific way. And now you're gonna try to come back and like retcon that because you don't like the idea that he's a hero. It's like, too late now. But apparently it wasn't. But he also gave us cool things. Like, he gave us Daima. So it's not like everything he did at the end was bad. He gave us Daima, and I actually like Daima. I know Daima gets a bunch of hate, but the reason people seem to hate Daima is mostly because of the reason of... It's mostly because of it makes a bunch of plot holes because of Daima. So the thing is, Daima gave us Super Saiyan 4. Like, now Super Saiyan 4 is a real thing. It is now canon. It is no longer just a GT thing. It is now officially canon that Super Saiyan 4 is a thing. Thanks to Daima. I wonder if it was because he was sick of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what was his deal, what was going on with him. But yeah, he was like on a mission to ruin Dragon Ball Z. And like I said, like, I started liking Super when Moro started happening. And funnily enough, Moro was Toyotaro. Because the thing is, Toyotaro was a big fan of Dragon Ball. before he started working with it. He actually used to make Dragon Ball AF, so whenever Dragon Ball was fucking done and finished, this guy kept it alive by making a bunch of fan mangas and shit for Dragon Ball. And he somehow ended up getting the job as being essentially the student of Akira Toriyama, and was given the job to continue Dragon Ball, which is awesome. It's great. And like I said, Moro, I liked Moro a lot compared to a lot of the other arcs in Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball Super specifically. Other Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, I still love a whole lot more. But Moro had a lot of good shit, and it was pretty cool. And Toyotaro talks about how Moro is the one that Akira kind of like just let him do his thing. So the least amount of influence from Akira Toriyama was the best part of Super. The thing Akira Toriyama had the least to do with was the best part of of Super. So like I said, it's like, I don't know why or what was going on with Akira Toriyama. Why he was on this, he was just hell-bent on just destroying everything. But Super was just very meh for me. But like I said, it looks like Cheetos. It looks like Super's back, and it's looking pretty promising. The Galactic Patrol art is awesome. It's pretty cool. I do like it. I don't want to give any spoilers on it, but it does look pretty cool. Did you guys ever get to see the trailer thing for Dragon Ball coming back? Okay, so I gotta show you that, like, that shit. So they got fucking Hans Zimmer to fucking orchestrate this shit. Like, brother, the music in that video was straight heat, I say. Dude, my brother went in there and was fucking cooking. It's beautiful. It's beautiful sounding. So watching that Dragon Ball video and listening to Hans Zimmer, shit was amazing. Okay, so where the fuck did you go? Where do you go? Like, I know where that goes, but where does that little extra brown thing go? Oh, okay, it's to cover up. It's to cover that up. Okay. Interstellar, Batman, Gladiator, Pirate. Dude, I know. Trust me, I know. And he does not miss. Even, like right now with this I'm gonna show you right now. As soon as I finish doing Pikachu, I'm gonna show you around. We're gonna watch it. It's 5 minutes long. It is beautiful, especially if you're a Dragon Ball fan. It is It is simply beautiful. It is simply beautiful. So I'll show you. Like I said, just just hang tight as I continue to rant about this stuff. Diggity dong. It's like I wish there were some cool content to do with Godzilla, because I love Godzilla and I would love to do more Godzilla stuff. I know, for your new bike, dude, that bike looks sick. Yeah, it's like I would love to do more Godzilla stuff, but there just really isn't a lot of Godzilla content out there, like games to play and stuff that are good. And you got a steal of a deal on it, and it's like perfect. I know, dude. Got that motherfucker in. Dude, this is fucking hard. It says no tools needed, but my fucking fat ass fingers can't really do this. Alright. There we go. We've got both. This Pikachu is kind of ugly. I like the Mew. The Mew looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. The Mew looks awesome. Pikachu looks really chunky. It's a chunky ass Pikachu. But I gotta say, the Mew looks a whole lot better than Pikachu does. But with all of that out the way, look at me now. Dude, it is. It looks like Trunkachu. I have it back there. Chunky Pikachu. I guess the Dragon Ball talk is over. It is not. We're actually gonna watch the video and then it's over. Put this out the way. Alrighty. Let's pause this and let us look up Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol. And we are looking for the 5-minute one. And so, let me see if I have, because I want it to look nice and crisp for y'all. Hey, look, as long as you are financially still okay, It is alright to splurge every now and then. Just gotta do it responsibly. So when you have the means to do it, go for it. Alright. Copper, are you ready for this, brother? Are you ready for some of this Dragon Ball goodness? Alrighty. Let me know if you can hear properly or if I need to raise it up more. Okay, awesome. See, this is the Bardock stuff I don't care about from Dragon Ball Minus. Like, it's so dumb. I like the original Bardock stuff. And then that's Goku's Mon Gine. And from here is where it gets good. $100%. That's exactly what he was trying to do there. Literally just copy pasta Superman. Dude, if they would remake Dragon Ball in this animation, oh my god, it'd be so fucking good. It looks so good. As a guy that collects all the mangas, Copper, of course, I'm sure you recognize these covers. A lot of these are the covers from the mangas. God, they look so good, dude. Like, Dragon Ball is so fucking goated, dude. Dragon Ball Z, so goated. I love it so much. I know, dude. Technically, it is 42. The anime is 40. Yep, I know. It came out in 1984, the manga. Yeah. Resurrection F was pretty garbo. Broly was amazing. Superheroes was alright. I love Daima. New chapter begins. See, it's the moral arc right here, baby. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it, dude. And then, apart from that, they are remaking Dragon Ball Super, I guess. And they're calling it Dragon Ball Super Beerus. And I guess, from my understanding, they're gonna remake a bunch of the shit. So, like, the thing is, Battle of Gods, the movie, was great. It was awesome. It was really good. But when the anime started, they had to retell the story for some fucking reason. They couldn't just let the movie be the movie and, like, that's it. Like, let that be the chapter of that section. Instead, they had to remake Battle of Gods into the anime, and it was very different. Completely different. It wasn't even in the same location. It wasn't the same spot or anything like that. Like, it was just different, and it was fucking horrible. The first fucking few episodes of Dragon Ball Super were fucking horrible. The animation was bad. The fucking beats of the story were really bad, and so I guess that it was so bad that I guess it's like Shueisha or whoever the fuck owns Dragon Ball decided we need to fucking remake this shit. We cannot let this be it. This cannot be the official Dragon Ball Super thing. So they're remaking it, apparently. And they're calling it Dragon Ball Super Beerus. And it's supposed to correct a lot of the stuff that's on there. And hopefully we get to see Super Saiyan 4 Goku then. Yeah, I'm like, so we should see Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We should see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. We should see all these things because Daima retconned it. So Daima is supposed to happen before Beerus wakes up. So before Beerus wakes up and after Majin Buu, that little space in between is supposed to be Daima. And in Daima, we find out Goku actually has Super Saiyan 4. He turns Super Saiyan 4. And it's a badass transformation. I loved it. It looked fucking sick. And then we also find out that Vegeta also got Super Saiyan 3. And his Super Saiyan 3 is very different from Goku's. But the problem with Daima, and the reason why people don't like Daima, is because now, because of that, the plot holes got even fucking bigger. Because now we're like, why didn't Goku use Super Saiyan 4 against Beerus then? Like, why did he only go Super Saiyan 3? It's like, why did Vegeta only go Super Saiyan 2 and didn't go Super Saiyan 3? It's like, why did a lot of these things happen that didn't happen in the movie? Well, obviously we know the answer to that is because Akira wrote Battle of Gods in 2013, I think, or 2014. Actually, he wrote that shit forever ago, and Daima just came out last year. So, over a decade of a difference. And so now they're making Beerus, and Beerus is supposed to be the better animations and the better stuff, and it's supposed to correct a bunch of the shit. Alright, sounds good, Copper. But yeah, it's supposed to correct a bunch of the shit, and apart from that, it's supposed to, apparently they're gonna do Resurrection F, if I'm not mistaken. That's what people are saying. I don't know how they get this information, but apparently they're saying they're gonna do Resurrection of F, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. But I'm like, Resurrection F, that Frieza thing, I'm like, honestly, it's kind of garbo. I didn't care for it. It was cool, I guess. It brought Frieza back, but don't really care. And the only thing for me that I would love to see done again would be Goku Black. the Goku Black Saga, the Goku Black Saga is the only thing I would personally like to see. How do you call it? Reanimated, because Super, the anime, the original release, did not do it justice. The story was all over the place. Honestly, it was pretty fucking bad. But Goku Black was such a phenomenal character, such a great character, and a great idea of a storyline. It just was not executed super well. But the manga did a much better job. It still wasn't perfect. It still wasn't like peak, but it was much better than whatever the fuck the anime gave us. Yeah, that's honestly the only thing I would like to see. The Tournament of Power was okay. It went too long. If they redo that, honestly, they just gotta cut it down. Just fucking cut a lot of the fluff. And then the one thing I do think, like, I love Kefla versus the whole Ultra Instinct Goku thing. I think that was badass. But there's no reason a fusion of two characters that just learned about Super Saiyan should be able to keep up with Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue. There's like no reason. I don't care. Goku was tired. I don't care. Should not be able to keep up with that. Ultra Instinct shouldn't have been necessary to defeat Kefla. But honestly, it gave us one of the greatest Kamehamehas at the same, like, of all time. Like, one of the greatest. And it was fucking dope. But in the manga, it's actually Gohan that fights Kefla, and I think that's a much better fight. Ultimate Gohan versus Kefla, I think, goes much better against one another than Ultra Instinct Goku and Kefla, because that to me was a little ridiculous. Although the manga wasn't perfect, the manga did have Master Roshi dodging Jiren's fucking attacks, so it wasn't perfect. There's very dumb things in both medias, but I think the manga was overall better handled than the manga than the anime. But that's enough yapping from me. That's enough yapping. Let us take a look at this. Gotta make sure I have it high quality. Okay.
まだ誰も見たことのない究極の戦士。そいつの名前はスーパーサイヤ人ゴッド。実にまずいぞ。39年ぶりにあのお方が。宇宙一強い破壊神ビルス様が目を覚まされている。破壊神ビルス、破壊の神様。地球の諸君とわにさようなら。このままでは地球はなくなってしまう。僕はね、眠いんだよ。待て、地球が溢れるのにこのままじっとなんかしてられんかよ。破壊神だとふざけるのもいい加減にしやがれ。力を見せてやろう。5人の正しい心を持つサイヤ人が手をつないで一人のサイヤ人に心をつなげれば、その一人はサイヤ人の神になるらしいです。さあ見せてくれ、スーパーサイヤ人ゴッドの力を。スーパーサイヤ人ゴッド、少なくとも同等の神になったんですよ。さっくんゴクンさん、カカロット、この俺が認めた最強のサイヤ人。 受けようぜビルス様。スーパーサイヤ人ゴッドのパワーはまだオラを上に連れてってくれるみてえだからよ。
破壊神はね、怖いんだよ。
So that's dope. I'm somewhat excited for it. I wasn't really hoping for it, but I am excited for it. The other thing that was announced at that Genki-Dama Suri was a new Dragon Ball game. We don't have a name for it yet. It's just called New Game Project H1000. So I think it's pretty safe to say it's most likely going to be Xenoverse 3, which I played Xenoverse 1. I liked it a lot. I played Xenoverse 2. I loved it. I just never got it again. So the thing is, I used to play it on my Xbox. And didn't play it on my Steam. Welcome back. I didn't play it on my Steam. Xenoverse 2, I didn't play it on my Steam. I didn't have it on Steam. I had it on Xbox. And so whenever I got my PC and I finally started gaming on PC, I thought so many times about getting Xenoverse 2, but I just never did, just because because the thing is with Xenoverse is that the first time you're playing through the missions, it's fun, but it's so much and it's so long that honestly the most fun you get out of Xenoverse is after you beat the game. It is the post game. It is the bosses and the raids that you're able to do after you beat the game. I'm like, that's where all of the fun comes in. The journey there is a struggle, but once you get there, it's a lot of fun. And so I was like, I beat it once before. Do I want to really beat it again? And honestly, I didn't. So I never got it for PC. But if this new game coming out called, well, like I said, it doesn't have a name. But right now, it's just name holder is New Game Project H1000. If that is Xenoverse 3, I am excited. Hopefully, it's like Xenoverse 2, except with some small changes that make it a heck of a lot better. I'll be super excited about that. Super excited. Now, let Lazy know that we're going to talk about Reze now, because that is all Lazy cared about. So, let us do this. Okay, there you go, Lazy. I was about to message you on Discord. Okay. So, let me put on the little in the background. Here, let's look at this. Let us look at that. Okay. Those two down there, it's both you, Copper, and Lazy. And that's you, Lazy, and that's Copper. Who's who? I don't know. But I didn't want to get spoiled, that's all. I get it. It is 40 years old, older than me, but I get it. I was gonna watch Dragon Ball this year. Dude, you have to. Oh my god. So, I think, Lazy, in the future, if you do start watching Dragon Ball, one thing that would be awesome to do is we can watch it together, or we can watch the same episodes together, and then like try to come together once a month or something, and just go through your thoughts. Let's just hear out your thoughts on Dragon Ball. I think that would be cool. Like someone brand new to Dragon Ball giving their opinions, especially like a massive One Piece fan. Someone being a huge One Piece fan watching Dragon Ball would be awesome. Brother, I rewatch it like every year. I was just talking to Copper about that. One Piece isn't in your top 10? Okay, well, whatever it is, I think it'll be fun to listen to your opinions on Dragon Ball. Hell, all three of us could watch it on Discord, like watch a few episodes once a week. I'd be down with that. Heck yeah. Once a week, watch a couple of episodes together, and then later on, like I said, me and Lazy will make a video together of, hearing his thoughts on the last few episodes that we watched. Or something, I don't know. I think that would be a cool idea. That'd be something cool to do. And you can upload those to your channel instead of mine. The Lazy Raichu podcast. Lazy Raichu podcast. Write that down. But my friends, the time has come to talk about Chainsaw Man. The man who chainsaws. Alright. So, I finally saw the movie. I've watched it fucking forever ago. I just never had Lazy Devolved Quasar. We could, but like I wouldn't want to make it like a very consistent thing for it, because the problem is like with my schedule, and not only that, is like having to find things to talk about will be difficult. Like if anything, I'm willing to do like a monthly roundup. I'd be happy with that. The Lazy Devolved Quasar. The Lazy Copper Raichu. But yeah, we can do that. We can talk about animes we've been watching, or we can talk about animes coming in the future, movies coming in the future, video games coming out, games that both of us are planning on playing, and things that I'm planning on streaming or like making videos on. And like we could do that. We can do a monthly roundup. I'd say 50 episodes of Dragon Ball if we are doing once a month. That's a lot. But anyways, we'll talk about this some other time, because I do have to put some clothes to wash and pack up again, get ready to leave again tomorrow, and hopefully be back next weekend. And if we are, we'll be able to talk about this a lot more in detail. But let's talk about Reze. So, I like Chainsaw Man. Out of Demon Slayer, out of Jujutsu Kaisen, out of Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man is the one that I like the most. And so I watched it. I liked it. Honestly, don't remember everything about the anime. I would have to rewatch it again. But I love Chainsaw Man. I thought the art style was great. and I thought the story of it was really interesting. The main character is really interesting. There's just such a natural feel about the characters when it comes to Power and Denji and the other dude. I forget the other dude's name. Like, I'm terrible with names, so forgive me. If it's not Dragon Ball, I'm not remembering. Aki. It's like, there's such a natural relationship between the three of them that I really like. It doesn't feel forced like Jujutsu Kaisen does. And it doesn't feel like, I don't know, weird. I know who Makima is. Yeah, I'm like, I know Makima. I know Reze, of course. Anywho. So, I watched the movie. And I gotta say, the movie was pretty darn good. I really enjoyed it. I loved the whole sub-story that is kind of in your mind, which is the whole country mouse and city mouse thing going on. And there's like a fucking shit ton of videos on YouTube on who's actually the country mouse, who's actually the city mouse, and blah 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 blah. And they go into like so much detail, so much depth into that. You can watch those videos if you want a crazy in-depth like analysis of what does it really mean to be a country mouse, what does it really mean to be a city mouse. It's like, you're not getting that here. I got two brain cells that I can barely rub together and get an idea out. So I do like the whole country mouse city mouse thing. That seems to be a theme that keeps being brought up. One thing I didn't like is the absence of Power, because I love Power. I wanted to see Power, but she wasn't around, and that made me sad. There's like at least 3 banger songs in the movie. Oh my god. Okay, so first, let's just talk about the story. So, man, it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I wish I would have seen it again before I did this, but essentially, it is Denji kind of like having a sort of like identity crisis, because like a big thing is like, is he human? Like is he actually human? Does he have a heartbeat? Can he feel? Essentially. And that's where Reze comes in. Reze actually allows Denji to feel love, allows him to actually feel things. But the thing is, in reality, at first it would seem like, so spoilers ahead. If you guys don't want spoilers, click out, don't watch this. Spoilers, just because I just say click out, don't skip forward, because this is the last thing we're going to talk about on this stream. So but leave a like anyways. But so it would seem that at first Reze was kind of trying to manipulate. If you have a question, let me know. Will do. It looks like Reze was trying to manipulate Denji. At least at first, I think that was her goal. But it kind of seems like she does start to get feelings for Denji, and that becomes apparent a few times. It's like with small things, but the time it becomes the most apparent is whenever they go out together to the whole festival thing, and the fireworks are going off, and she asks Denji to run away with her. And Denji says no. And so she's like, well, fuck it, I guess. And she tries to take his heart. But leading up to that point, it does seem like she was having feelings for Denji. And man, I feel so bad for my boy Denji, dude. He deserves better. He deserves better. He deserves a lot more. And so she bites off his tongue. And Denji's in shock. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's bleeding everywhere. And that's where Sharkman shows up. So Sharkman is such a cool character. He's so funny. He's so great. He's loyal to the Chainsaw Man. To the Chainsaw Devil. And he comes into the save. For the save. And like gets Denji out of there. And it was awesome. But I have a lot of questions as well. I guess for starters, like I said, because I don't remember a lot. I have Lord Chainsaw Man, yeah. But like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I might be forgetting. But what was the initial purpose? Why didn't Reze just take his heart when he had his guard down? And like part of me feels like that was supposed to happen at the school, but it didn't happen. And that's where they have the whole conversation of the city mouse and country mouse, which is where I think Reze knew Makima was watching. You think so? Because I never got the idea that she knew Makima was watching. Like, I never got that impression from it. I know when they first met, Makima was watching throughout the whole movie. Like, she watched everything going down. So I do think Makima was watching. 100% I believe she was watching. But I don't think Reze knew that. But regardless, there's a scene in that movie that was so fucking sad, and that is where Denji, he's transformed into the Chainsaw Man already, and he's standing on top of the car, and Reze's standing on top of this fucking 18-wheeler. And that's where Denji goes, every girl that I meet is always trying to kill me. Everybody wants my chainsaw heart. But what about me? Why does nobody want my heart? And that was fucking such a beautiful, sad line that was said. And that's one of the things that I love about Chainsaw Man. It's so fucking real. It just feels so real. Like, these characters are so organically fleshed out. Like, I love them. I think they're great. And I love that line. That was such a beautifully depressing line in that movie. And God, the movie was great. The movie was awesome. Like, the animation was beautiful. The soundtrack is beautiful. The soundtrack at the beginning, when they're fucking all getting ready and they're taking power to go, they're taking power to Makima. It's so good. Oh, I'm gonna talk about the ending in a bit. But I purposely moved on to a different subject because I want to talk about the ending later. At the end. But yeah, The soundtrack was amazing. Man. The like I wish I could play it without getting copyright struck, which I'm probably gonna get copyright struck because of Hans Zimmer, Dragon Ball. But man, the music was great, the animation was great, the art style was great. Like I love it all. It's so fucking good. Like I love when animes have their own fucking signature, when they have their own art style, their own thing, like the thing that makes them them. And like what I mean by that is like you can look at an art style and tell that it's Dragon Ball style, or you can look at another art style and tell that that's JoJo or that's Yu-Gi-Oh. Like they have their own specific flavor and look to them, and that's the very thing that Chainsaw Man has. Chainsaw Man has its own fucking flavor, and I love that. I love that because like Jujutsu Kaisen has cool looking characters or whatever, but it just looks like an anime. There's nothing special about the way it looks. Demon Slayer has its own flavor. Demon Slayer has its own fucking look, its own thing, the way it looks. Chainsaw Man has its own thing, the way it looks. Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't really have its own specific look. To me, it just looks like standard anime look. It's just prettier and more like animated better, but not really its own flavor. Oh my god. Yes, dude. I love that style of anime too. The very man, I remember watching Devilman back then. I like the old school Devilman, Cyborg 007, Berserk, the 1997 Berserk. How do you call it? What is it? The Great Teacher Onigama or some shit like that. I forgot his name, dude. But it was like the Great Teacher one, the guy that was like a delinquent and then became a teacher. There's so many cool things there. The thing with those shows you mentioned, you can show a character only shown in a single episode and you would probably know what series they are in. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. 100%. You can grab a random character from Dragon Ball, like some random bitch, not even a main character, just a side character, and put him in Dragon Ball. Or like a character from Dragon Ball from a super obscure thing, and put it in front of somebody. They might not know who that is, but they know in their fucking gut that it's Dragon Ball. Same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Has very unique hairstyle, very unique eyes, like the facial features, the way it looks. Like they have a very unique look to it. And if you show somebody a random character from Yu-Gi-Oh! You can show somebody Taya. Like nobody's ever fucking watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Before in their life. So you show them Taya, they know that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Style. Same thing with Demon Slayer, same thing with Chainsaw Man, same thing with JoJo. Fuck, JoJo is constantly being referenced in a bunch of different shit. But, man, it's like, it has its own flavor, its own thing, dude. And Chainsaw Man has that, and I love it. And it is on beautiful, full display in this movie. It is so fucking good. JoJo might be the easiest, not gonna lie. Yeah, I agree. I think JoJo might be the easiest. I think the easiest one to recognize is definitely Dragon Ball and JoJo. Because, like, man, as a kid, I remember seeing the games Dragon Quest. Or like Chrono Trigger and stuff like that, and you would look at them and I would be like, this looks like Dragon Ball. What is this? Why does it look like Dragon Ball? And I'm happy I played them. They're awesome games, but it's very Dragon Ball, and it's because the art was made by Akira Toriyama. Akira Toriyama made this art, and so it has that Dragon Ball look to it. But yeah, Chainsaw Man, amazing music, amazing art. The animation was crisp and it was really good. It was really good. As far as Aki and Angel Devil, I don't really have that much of an opinion on them because they didn't really have too much screen time. They also did have like their own little conversations and stuff, but it did nothing really developed out of that too much. Other than Aki saving Angel Devil and stuff when they were being sucked in. Yeah, exactly. So so she didn't really do much. She's kind of like a nihilist type of person. But that was about it. She didn't really have too much personality. Didn't have too much of anything. Cool character, but nothing really that stood out. Like, for example, Beam, the fucking the Shark Man dude. Like, he had fucking a lot of personality. Like, he was fucking awesome. He had a lot of scenes too, and that's the thing, is that helped him. Is like he had a lot of scenes. He had a lot of things to do there. When he transformed to a shark and he was running around being ridden by Denji during their fights, when he's like going in and out of the fucking ground and shit, like fucking awesome. Angel Sagai could have fooled me, but yeah, I'm like the shark. There's so much to like about him. Angel, not really. Don't really have anything to say. The fight scenes. Reze was fucking overpowered. In all honesty, I don't see how they even had a chance to beating her. Honestly, I feel like they should have all been dead. They should have all been lost that fight. Because she was just fucking them up. She was fucking them up. Like, like, they didn't really have a chance against her. Like, she was on a league of her own. She was on a league of her own. But the fights were cool when they were flying around on the different like glasses and the walls and because there's like a massive tornado going on and he's fucking riding on the shark like a horse and the poor shark is getting fucking treated like shit. Gets treated like shit, like like would be like used as a meat shield in a heartbeat. But yeah, the poor shark was putting in fucking work and it was treated like shit. Yeah, I think Reze does get hurt whenever she blows up. Yeah, I don't understand how Beam survived. I'm happy he did, but like, he was getting fucked. Like I said, they were all getting fucked. But man, yeah, the fight scenes were dope. It was very dynamic. The camera is constantly like moving around and stuff, which is crazy because, like I said, this is animated, so they had to animate these scenes to make it look like that, to make it look like the camera's shifting everywhere. Fucking crazy to me. Denji's Immortal 2, yeah, but to like an extent though, because I'm like, I know I've seen his ass fucking damn near dead without like not being able to even pull out a fucking not being able to force a fucking chainsaw really out. When he was fighting the sword dude, like he can get knocked out. He can't just be put out of commission. It's like he needs blood in order to like regenerate. So like he's immortal to an extent. Like, cause I've seen this motherfucker get his shit pushed in a few times, especially during his training when both him and Power are training together with this one guy from the fucking organization. But yeah, man, I'm like, the movie was good. And the thing is, it wasn't even just the action scenes or anything like that that made it good. Like, the whole first half of that, when you're watching the interactions between Reze and Denji and all these characters, like, the way they're, like, reacting to one another, it's like, it is beautiful. Like, there's no other way to put it. It is actually just beautiful. It is a beautiful, beautiful first half. Like I said, the action is in the second half, and it's a lot of action you're gonna get. You're gonna get a lot of action. But I love the fact that it was action packed and it was also beautiful at the same time. And so, like I said, I already gave warnings before I even started talking about this, but the ending of it. You know, make a granny in the awards. Yeah. The ending of Reze. So essentially, Denji defeats Reze by getting her into the water, and so because she was in the water, she couldn't explode, and so they kind of drown and wake up at the beach. And when they both wake up, she gets up and trying to kill Denji and take his heart, because she really does, like, at the end, like, she does really care about Denji, and she's like, fuck it, you know what, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, I'm dipping, peace. And Denji's like, no, run away with me, let's run away together. So now it flipped. First it was her telling Denji, let's run away together, and he said no. And now Denji's the one telling her, let's leave together, let's stay together. And she says no. And so Denji throws it out there and he says, hey, I'm gonna be at this cafe. The cafe where they first met, where she worked. Well, that's not where they first met, but that's where she worked. Because they technically first met inside a phone booth. But anyways, so he's all like, hey, I'm gonna be at this cafe, how you call it, meet me here around these times, so like that we can run away together. And so after that, they start talking about the backstory to Reze a bit, and she's traveling through a train and stuff, and you're basically learning that Reze actually had a pretty shitty life, like Denji did. You start realizing that Denji and her are very similar. And like, thing is, throughout it all, like, she made it seem like she had more of a normal life. Because there's a scene beforehand where, how do you call it, Denji talks about how he hasn't gone to school. He's never gone to school, type of shit. And she basically goes, what? You're like 16 or whatever the fuck. It's like, you haven't gone to school? Like, someone your age should be in school, not doing the job that you're doing. And he was like, eh. And so, like, he can't really read. And so she actually starts trying to teach him and stuff, and there's this nice sweet moment between the two of them. And then they break into a school together, and they do this whole beautiful scene at a school. And then, like I said, skipping forward to the ending, you're realizing and you find out that she also didn't go to school. She also didn't get to do any of these things that she talked about beforehand. So they just broke into a random fucking school. She never actually went to school. And so her and Denji were basically two peas in a pod type of thing. They both had very similar lives. And so they're going through this whole thing about like how I think she was like experimented on. It was like the Russians or some bullshit. And now she's the bomb devil. And blah blah. Anyways, so while all that's going on, and you're getting her backstory, she's riding this train and she's doing all this shit, and then you find out that she actually is going back, and she actually does want to run away with Denji. So she's actually running, and she's running through this alley, and you can see Denji's at the end. He's inside the cafe waiting. He's inside the cafe waiting, and she's running to him when she gets stopped by Makima. And now Makima is between her and Denji. And Makima starts talking about the country mouse and the city mouse. And the reason that's really important, because now it implies, like I said, Makima was watching the whole time. Like, she's been watching both her, Reze and Denji together, because that was a question while they were inside the school that she had posed to Denji. And essentially the question is, who's the country mouse, who's the city mouse? That's like the big theme of the story. And I call it, essentially the country mouse lives out in the country where it's peaceful and it's quiet, but there's not a lot of excitement, there's not a lot of great food, there's not a lot of good food. And so the city mouse, who is like, I think the cousin or the brother of the country mouse, like this is an actual story. It's an actual story, like a real fable. And the city mouse invites the country mouse over. The country mouse goes, and the country mouse is having a bunch of delicious food, a bunch of great food, and he's like, man, this shit is amazing. And the thing is, there's an exchange, like you get amazing food and all this other shit, but life there is very dangerous because there's a bunch of cats everywhere, there's a bunch of people everywhere that are trying to like kill you. So you get to eat great food, but at great risks. And so the country mouse at the end actually says, after they start getting chased by a cat, they ran away, they barely escaped, and then after that, the country mouse is like, yeah, no, fuck that. It's like, no food is worth having to die for. In fact, I think I took the country life for granted. And so the country mouse goes back to living in the country. And that's the gist of the story. So like the city mouse doesn't get peace and quiet, but it gets excitement and it gets fucking a lot of delicious food. The country mouse gets peace and quiet, but it doesn't get the delicious food and excitement. Just like, you know, the two sides. And the thing is, in that story, there's actually a third character. And that third character is the cat. The cat is the third character. And so, honestly, I feel like what the main thing is Denji, to me, is the country mouse. Because he's very simple. He's very simple, very plain. But the thing is, he yearns for the city life, the city mouse's life. He wants to be like the city mouse. And then Reze is the city mouse. She is the one living in this exciting, dangerous world because she is one of the devils. She's the bomb devil. She's very close to the gun devil, who's like the main dude that they talk about in the show. But she yearns for a simple life, what Denji has. So she wants the peaceful, quiet life. Denji wants the exciting life because he's had peaceful, quiet, boring food his whole life. That's like the big thing. He never had a lot of good food. In the season, in the show, in the first season, when you watch it, literally what it took to gain his loyalty is just giving him good food. And that was literally just fucking bread and jelly. That's all it took to win him over. So unlike the story, the country mouse doesn't want to go back to the countryside. He actually wants to go to the city side and stay there. And like I said, Reze, she has all this excitement, all these things going for her, because she wants the quiet life. And it's not until the end where Denji basically says, "Fuck it, I want to stay in the quiet life. I want to go to the countryside life. I want to go back to being in the countryside as long as it means staying with you." So he proposes the question to Reze, "Run away with me." And Reze says no. She goes back to the city life. Essentially, is what it's showing. Like, goes back to the city life, and then she changes her mind. And she's like, "You know what? Fuck it. I do want to go with him. I do want to go live this country life, this quiet life with Denji." So she turns around, goes back, and tries to find Denji. Denji's waiting in the cafe, like he said he was, and bam, you get the cat, and the cat is Makima. Makima's the cat that has been watching and listening the whole time, waiting for the city mouse to let down its guard. And it finally let down its guard because it wasn't paying attention to its surroundings, wasn't paying attention to the exciting life that it's in. It was now focused on trying to get that quiet life with Denji, with the country mouse. And so just like that, it let its guard down. The cat came up and took out the city mouse. Ensuring that the country mouse stays in its new life in the city mouse. That make me hate Makima as a character? No. No. I think Makima is a great character. The thing is, Makima is trying to serve a specific role, and the specific role is the Grand Manipulator. Makima is like the Great Manipulator. She is like the puppeteer. And it just shows how Makima is encroached in everybody. So like one thing, if you notice, like in the beginning when they're like Makima's getting ready, getting dressed and stuff like that, while she's getting ready and dressed and shit like that, and the main three, Aki, Denji, and Power, are getting ready and dressed, eating their food and all this other shit. If you notice the angles of a lot of their shots are coming through like I guess high points, like if a squirrel's looking at them or a bird is looking at them. And I feel like that was done intentionally to give you a hint that Makima is watching right here, right now. Like, Makima is watching the whole time. So even at the very beginning, it kind of hints at that. It kind of hints that they're being watched. And they're being watched by Makima. And I think at the end, that's where it does the full circle. Like at the beginning of the movie, it hints at the main characters being watched. And at the very end, she comes out quoting the country mouse and city mouse thing. And that's kind of to show the full circle of like, yes, they were being watched the whole time. Makima was watching them the whole time. So it goes to full circle. It's like in the beginning it foreshadows, and at the end it's the reveal that yes, if you were paying attention, Makima was watching. And so at the end, Reze tries to go hopefully the next stream will be next week. See ya, bro. Enjoy your night. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. But yeah, I feel like, so like at the end, Reze doesn't get what she wants. She gets killed. I think she gets killed by the Angel Devil. The Angel Devil and Makima. She gets caught and she gets killed. And Denji is left in the cafe waiting for Resi to come back. Resi obviously never shows up. Resi was killed. But instead, our goat, my queen, Power, shows up. And they have like a nice, beautiful little moment together. And I love the relationship between Power and Denji. It's not really like... It seems more like best friends, brother, sister type of relationship. Like they're really close and they're kind of always like shitting on each other, but you can see that they actually care about each other. Like, very wholesome story. Yeah, I'm like, it was a great movie. It was a great movie. It was a really good movie. If you guys haven't seen it yet, or you haven't seen the anime, like I said, it's just one anime. It's the perfect time to get into it because the next arc is going to be showing up. The next season is going to be coming out at some point. I think later this year or some shit. I don't know when. I forgot when it's coming out. But yeah, so it's the perfect time. There's only one season and a movie. So if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch season 1 of Chainsaw Man. Watch the movie Reze. And with all that said and done, my friends, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. And if you enjoyed this stream, I hope you consider dropping us a follow. It is free to do so, and I love to see your beautiful faces here once again. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Dragon Ball coming back later this year, in the fall of this year. Let me know what you thought about Reze. What would you give it out of 1 out of 10? I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I think it was amazing. There's a couple of things I didn't think were perfect. But overall, I think I loved it. I think it was phenomenal. It was really, really good. It was a really good story. Really good characters. Very well written. The fight scenes were kind of hit or miss for me a bit of times. It like felt kind of like all over the place. Like I said, there are certain things with the fight that I didn't really like too much, which is kind of eh. But like I said, it didn't take me away from it at all. Like I thought the movie was still phenomenal. I still love it. I would still rewatch it again. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What would you give it 1 out of 10? So let me know what you think about Dragon Ball coming back. Let me know what you think about the Chainsaw movie, man. Down in the comments below. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and until the next time, which hopefully it's next week, peace, my friends. Peace. And as for YouTube,